Hello, Internet. This is E. Schrodinger's cat here with another episode of Builder's Dreams on the Iscal85 Patreon server. Last time, we did a little bit at Spawn with some regular blocks, because I was on a bit of a time constraint. Hello! And now we're back here at the base, where it is nice and warm with our chisel and bits, and we don't have to do any of that scary vanilla-style building, which made us feel so cold and alone in a strange and unfamiliar world. So, that right now we are working on what the building that's going to be on top of this area, which we did 2 episodes ago. This garden, this sort of bonsai garden area, rock garden, and this pathway and this canal over here that we did last time. And oh yeah, from last time I finished this up a little bit, got in all the stones and whatnot, the rocks, and I haven't quite finished the rocks yet. They don't have as much detail as these, but I will do that later. I kind of ran out of energy for all the grass placing, and forgot about it a little bit, and all the rush of the last couple days. So right now, the inspiration that I'm going to be taking for this building up here is the Japanese pagodas that you could find some really nice pictures of on Google Images. I'd put a picture up here myself, but I would probably forget in editing, so I'm not going to promise you something that I'm not going to deliver on, because I believe in accurate standards for believing in myself and whatnot. So as to not disappoint, I will not pretend that I am professional enough to remember the things in editing that I say that I'm going to add. It's a bit of a radical acceptance for you. It's a good life strategy to accept the things that you cannot change. And so, what a lot of these buildings have is basically it's buildings with these tiered roofs on each of the floors. So instead of having a big old roof on the tip top, you have just every floor has its own roof that comes out, and they kind of flip up on the edges. And a lot of those buildings, I mean, what I'm doing right now is they'll have this like base area, and then the actual building will be a smaller like concentric square in the middle, and they'll have this overhang porch area, and that's what I'm building up now. I'm gonna put these arches as soon as I get them all the way around. I'm going to be putting the tile blocks that, hold on one sec, give me a hot sec, we're finishing right up here. Oh, no, I'll figure that out later. But what I'm going to be doing is taking this tile block and bringing it across somehow. I'm not going to do it straight for obvious reasons, but I'm going to have to mess with the shape a little bit, but that's what I'm going to be working on right now. It looks a little bit like a mustache, to be honest. Little shallow mustache. It's not so bad. Could look worse. Roof in, and I think I'm liking how that looks. Looks less like a mustache now that the whole thing's in, which is a double good. And so I think I need to start adding the actual walls in, and I think this is far enough away from this railing to actually give a space for a wee bit of a porch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have poles like this, double thick, full block, but I don't actually think it's on a full block. I think it's on a weird space because I don't count right. But I'm gonna have these in the corners, and I might have them, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Did you enjoy that counting session? Now you know your numbers. Aren't you so happy you learned something today? So there's 21, and there's 2, and so math. We're only doing 4 poles because this is 21 half blocks in the middle, and that 21 minus the 4, that would require 17, which is a prime number, which doesn't divide evenly, and so we are just gonna do 4 poles, and the detail in the middle will have to be taken by something else. So I think I want the building to be about that high. And this roof here, let's see how many blocks this is from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the roof is 6. So the roof is 2 blocks wide, and this is, if we want to keep this height, it's 4 blocks. So if we start where the roof stops, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the roof would be here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another roof here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and another roof here. Do we want to go up one more? Do we want to keep that height? I don't know. That would be 3 roofs up like that, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll have another floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe we'll do something different with the top roof. I don't know, because I don't want it to look disproportionate, but I also want it to look, you know, I think that will be the top roof, and then those 3 will just be this again. So I am gonna do that. Why does everything I make have to look like a cock and balls? What? Like, why? I swear to God, I'm not doing this intentionally. Just what? Why? Okay, we're leaving it. I've built too much, and I like this part right here too much for me to change it. So we're rolling with it, I guess. Gonna put some windows here, I think. Windows, yes. Let's concentrate. You know what? It's a tower. It's a tower, and with some arches, and it's nothing more than that. You filthy heathens, go to church. So I got windows in, and I finished. I took these down to 4th block scale. What you doing there? Just getting some frame skippity skips. But yeah, I mixed in the same mix that I put down there over here, and I think it looks good, and I think it looks good with being at the smaller scale. It's not entirely done because this is half block scale, I know, but it took a long time, and I needed a break from the roof, and yeah, I got these windows in here, got these floors. I don't entirely know. Server, thank you. I don't entirely know if I am going to keep the inside visible or if I'm going to do some sort of like backlit window situation. It kind of depends on how I feel about leaving it, because like I've said many times in the past, I hate interiors. And the thought of doing all these levels of interiors, it chiseling bits just makes me want to throw it all out. And oh yeah, and this roof isn't detailed at all because I forgot about it before right now. So yeah, but I got this kind of I do want to add more details to these windows, but I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for it, because I'm kind of looking at a bit of a, like, what do I put there? But right now, this top bit here, I know it looks super weird compared to the rest of the building, but the idea of it is that it is supposed to be it's going to be a bell tower. I'm going to try and make a bell. I've never made a bell before in Minecraft. Not one that actually looked like a bell. I made, like, I've taken a piece of glowstone and I put it into a 3-block diameter cylinder and called that a bell, but that doesn't really qualify now there, does it? I'm gonna have to look at pictures of bells and bell towers, and there isn't a whole lot of interior space. And let's see, let's knock out this, because this is going to be open primarily. I don't know entirely how far we're going to go up with the openness, but probably not going to go all the way up to the ceiling. But yeah, it's going to be open on all 4 sides, and it's going to have that, I think that bar across. I don't know if that's too Oh, Windows. Hi, Windows. Windows is singing at me, but I'm gonna put this all in all the four sides and see what I can do about, actually, what I really need here is I probably want to have this be an archway and not just sudden stopping, because we got whole lot of arches going on in our architecture at this point, and so we want to carry that motif too, and it'll give it some interest and whatnot. Trying different things. That's not even at all. Here we go. Let's even that out there. And oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. But yeah, something like that. Y'all couldn't hear Windows at all in that last clip when I was talking to it. Man, it's probably made me sound crazy, and it's probably not wrong. I would promise to you that I am not in fact crazy, but that would be a lie. I'm trapped. I've trapped myself. I have trapped. This has gone terribly wrong. Oh, there we go. We made it. We did it. We made it through. We thought we were trapped, but we were not. Okay. So this is the roof that I have made and trapped myself inside of, or at least the bottom roof is what I mean. I'm gonna detail all of this out, and I'm gonna detail all of this roof out, but I'm gonna do that at a later point. For right now, I think this works. And so, I've been looking at a few pictures of bells, and I'm not saying I've been looking super close, because I don't have the greatest attention span for things in the whole world, but, I mean, I can double check again some other point, and I think I'm gonna bring this down. This is probably too thick for a rope for a bell to be on. It's the wrong material, but we're gonna that's stuff I can fix later. I've got this gray, I think this gray clay, or rather it's cyan hardened clay, will do for the shape of a bell, not for the shape, for the material a bell would be made out of, because it's kind of like metal it's not super shiny, because it's it's a worn out, and a lot of bells are copper, but the copper with that green kind of color going on in them. That happens when copper oxidizes. It turns that teal green, but I think that would look a little strange, that color. So this kind of is like a similar, it has that similar feel of like washed out metal, like metal that's been here for a long time, but it doesn't look super like like I just hung up like I don't know, something teal, some teal metaphor that my brain isn't coming up with right now. Something teal. Comment something teal in the comments, so we can all know things that are teal. Why is this different? Why? This 3 wide here. It's 3 wide here. It's 1 wide over here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. And that's... I think it needs to be taken down, like lowered a little bit. So this is what I came up with. It was a little challenging, definitely, bringing it from, a little challenging and a bit tedious, bringing it from, the half block scale that we did in the last clip down to this. This is 16th block scale, and I tried not to make it completely perfectly geometric, because I thought that would be boring. So there are places where, like, I have this ring over here, and this ring is like perfectly, you got one, it's perfectly geometric, and then there's this drop off here where there's this ledge, and then stuff like that, and like this pattern in the middle, and I don't know. It was a lot of trial and error. So, one thing that I think will help it a lot, and I did not properly prepare for this, so let's just grab some any old stone. Actually, you know what would be good is gray concrete. No, I don't know. Let's just grab this for now. I will swap it out with the swap exchange, what's to call it, at some point. But is to come through here and add like highlights where it would be sort of designed differently. And not like design, but you know what I mean, like little details they would add like this that kind of, because from a distance there's a lot of detail that gets lost in the fact that it's all the one color. Like a little bit of it makes a difference because like there's the shadows and stuff, but what I want to try and accomplish is this color is actually working out fantastically that I randomly chose, but is just to give it some definition. Maybe not that, but I'm gonna mess around with that a little bit, doing stuff like that. So there it is. We've got the bell all in its detailed form, and I think the outside is pretty much done. Still want to do a little bit of work in here, bring this down to 16th block scale. Right now it's at 8th block scale. I needed to take a breath. You'll notice a trend here that did the same thing up here where I did the visible outside parts, and that's all fancy, but the bottom part is needing work, and that's because I can't do all of it in one sitting, or it will drain away whatever shred of sanity that I somehow still have, however small that may be. So I need to break it up and just... I like doing the outside parts because I can look at it all and it's pretty and I don't have to remember my shame that's down in these parts. So I experimented a bunch with the different thicknesses of the lines. Like I originally had like 1 bit wide strips going around and that looked a little bit busy, and then I tried thickening them up. Like the way that I did this design was I colored in the gray, light gray concrete first, like as a solid strip, and then I painted these cyan strips on top of it to give it some design. So I think I really like how that turned out. And this is, it's not quite rust, it's more like weather, just general weather damage, or maybe this whole bell has been here so long that it's oxidized and these parts right here are the only parts that haven't. I don't know, pick whichever ones you want. And you'll notice that where I did the weathering on the clay bit, I also did it here on the light gray concrete bit. I colored in some immersive engineering concrete, and I think that looks good. I like that. And still gonna add more detail here. This rope isn't anywhere near, I mean, this is just a pole and there's no detail here. And like I said a billion times, gotta finish the roofs, but I have run out of time for the episode today. So, sometimes in life things go your way, and sometimes in life you get a dick, but you gotta roll with it. Gotta make lemonade out of your dick lemons. Yeah. Good day. Thanks for watching.